Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WttFA Moonlighter.
Welcome to Moonlighter.
Flaves just parted the credit C.
Gosh. Okay. So I'm kind of cheating with WttFA right now, because Moonlighter technically isn't like one of the big RPGs we've been playing on this channel. It is a much smaller game. It's an indie game. But I love it a lot, and I want it to get more attention, so I'm showing it off. This video is going to probably be much shorter than all the other WttFA videos, but I really like this game. It is a shorter game, but it is really well done. The animation is beautiful. The game mechanics and the gameplay has been really fun. So I've beaten this game before. I beat it on PC, and then I got it for the Switch because I love it. It's on PC and Switch, and I think a few other ones. Anyway, I'm gonna start a new game down here so I know to delete this later. Okay, new game. We're gonna... Hard is recommended if you wanna, for a lot of players. If that tells you what kind of game this is, I love it. But I'll just do normal. We probably won't get too far, if I'm honest, but we'll just play the game just a bit. Among the stars of the night, there's a land as old as imagination.
Come with me.
One night, mazes full of extraordinary treasures and deadly creatures appeared in this land. They called themselves the dungeons, strange, ever-changing ruins of unknown lands. Soon a village of the slightly curious took root near the dungeons. They named Rhinaka. Among the settlers, two groups shined brightest, heroes and merchants, glory and riches. But the dungeons proved too dangerous. They were soon closed as too many lives were lost in their depths. Life became hard for the town, especially for the young owner of the oldest shop, Will of Moonlighter, long dreaming of opening the mysterious fifth door of the dungeons.
So just with the dungeons appearing, that kind of sounds like the Mystery Dungeons plots.
I mean,
about the dungeons appearing, that ever change.
Yeah, the dungeons are always different every time you go into them. So there's different things you can find and different situations to encounter. They've added a lot to this game since I've played, so I'm kind of nervous.
This kind of looks like Zelda Link's Awakening HD, but not HD.
All right, so
this would be like if they did a DS remake for Link's Awakening. That's kind of what I think this looks like.
Okay, so move. It's been a while since I've played this, and then dash. This little roll, tumble, will be your best friend.
I believe it. I mean, heck, I remember playing Legend of Zelda the Oracle games and or not the Oracle games, they're just Zelda in general and always just rolling regardless of whether or not it was helpful.
Give me that potion. Okay.
Did that potion come at you?
Yes, so yeah, I don't have a weapon. Because Will is the kind of guy who's like, I just want to explore the dungeons. So he just kind of grabbed what was there and uses a broom right now.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, there is like slight gravitational pull of the items, so you can get a lot of items, but it's not super big, too. Come on. So we can't really. So B is like a charge attack. L switch. You have two weapons you can pick. You have like first weapon and second weapon. With each chest, you can just let's see. This is the stuff I've collected, and you can just quickly grab it over. You'll notice you have limited inventory space. So you kind of, as you progress with the game, you'll know what items you want to keep and which sell more. But at the very beginning, you don't really know the prices of everything, so it's just kind of good to grab stuff.
So it's a less douchey. So it's like Darkest Dungeon, but not made by Satan.
Okay. Let's see how well I do with this. I might, if memory serves, I'm trying to remember if I'm supposed to die here.
Well, I'd hope so, with the way it's kicking your ass.
Yeah, I can't... I think I am supposed to die.
Oh, you got a critical hit.
Oh, yay!
Critical success.
Because my weapon's not doing anything to the more meteor guys. So I think I'm supposed to die here. And when you die, most of your items drop, except for like the ones that are above the line. Those are ones that you have in your pocket. But everything else, when you die, you lose. So that's another strategy.
You know, this kind of reminds me of like what the Rune Factory games are going for, but without the addition of farming.
What a sorry-looking kid. All alone now. Rest for a bit, Will. I have you now.
Well, that's ominous.
I have you now! No. He's just a crotchety old man. This is the Moonlighter. Our little shop. And in the back is our living quarters. Even as a mere child, barely able to walk, you were curious of the dungeons.
Oh, jeez. So Will's into that sort of thing.
Ugh. But as you can see, he's taken extensive notes about the dungeons that are over there.
Yeah.
There is no doubt you carry the same obsession as old Pete. Morning, boy. Did our little merchant bite off more than he could manage?
Well, what do you expect? It was an extra large pizza.
Will, listen to me. The hard truth is this. You are the last of your family, the only one left to run Moonlighter. You can't keep pushing yourself like this. Risking your life on this fifth door nonsense is foolish. Just leave it. Find some artifacts, then use your pendant to get out of the dungeon. And for Crater's sake, stop using that broom of yours, you daft boy. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. It's mine from back in the day. Use it. I have little need for it now.
They really just made that joke.
Of course! Indie developers know what's up. Now then, get up. You are wasting light. Can't have you neglect the shop all day. Let's see if I can get through your hard head some of the tricks that I picked up from your grandfather so many years ago.
You know, considering that this looks like it's emulating, like 16-bit graphics or whatever, the animations are charmingly fluid.
They are so fluid. They're so well done. Like, it reminds me of, like, there's some games back in the day that are animated so well. It's very reminiscent of that. The animations are beautiful. Successfully selling your merchandise takes knowledge of the two things. You must know an item's value as well as its demand. Come now, open up the shop and allow the customers in.
If I must.
Alright, shop's open. We have 2 items over here. You'll see a customer going over there. They're looking at this item. That symbol means that it is a good price and they like it. And then you can sell it. Did you see that? Best expression you can hope for. The item wasn't too expensive for them and not so cheap for you to lose profit. Be sure to pay attention to your customers' expressions. That's how your grandfather always knew if his prices were fair. I don't know if I can. Nope. There's a way to... I don't know the buttons yet. It's been a while. Where you can actually pull up and look at your ledger to see the prices. I don't think I need to tell you how that item was obviously overpriced. Lesson learned? Finally, be careful of selling a popular item too much. If you flood the market, you will have to offer cheaper prices on your wares.
I actually like that as a mechanic.
Yeah, this, when I first played it, it was really hard to do, but they've obviously went back and tweaked it a bit so that it's a little, it can come up more often, because when I did my first playthrough, it wasn't even a problem. Like, it happened maybe once or twice, but now it happens a little bit more often, so you do have to keep an eye on what you're selling.
Because, yeah, I like in Spore, there's 5 different colors of spice you can collect.
Uh-huh.
I found that the cheapest way to make money, quickly is to find a home planet. So you could have up to 50 spice, like a home planet that had pink spice, and just use your zealot powers to take it over.
Yeah.
You get so much money, but then it's like, oh, I flooded the market with pink spice.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't want charge higher when something is in high demand and in low supply. Then you get more money. Then we have a merchant book that has stuff on all the artifacts. That's what it is. So if I go over to this, you can kind of see the item we have, and over on the side, the reactions. So if you see the money symbols, that means, oh my gosh, something really weird, super cheap. That means you're kind of losing money. The neutral option is what you want, and it'll show you the prices for each of them, which is why we see the big one, 170, and it's like they're upset. And that means that's really overpriced. And it gives you a baseline. So you're like, okay, 170 was too much. Maybe I'll lower it by 50, and we'll see how expensive it is. Which is really nice. It helps you like try to guess what the ideal price is for certain items. And also on the left hand side, it is categorized by price. So like the higher up the item is in the particular area you're in, the more expensive it is, and then the ones on the lower on the list are the least expensive. So like a water sphere might either go for 100 or less than 100 of the crystallized energy that we sold.
So you only have 4 shelf space?
You can expand the shop so you get more, but at the very beginning, you only have those 4 table slots.
I might want to get this game. It sounds like it'd appeal to my niche.
Would seem the sun has fallen for the day. It's best head off now. You will pick up more on your own. Restoring this shop to its full glory, that responsibility falls to you, not I. It's in your blood, Will. Make us proud. In the meantime, why don't you try that new sword of yours? Dungeons are more perilous at night, but one can always find better artifacts. Just don't dive too far. And use that pendant, boy! So, typically, you sell during the day because you can't sell your stuff at night,
right.
Obviously. But you can go out at night to go to the dungeons. You can also go to the dungeons in the day. It's just you'll probably have to go again at night or sleep. Go on now. These weary bones of mine must rest. No problem.
Oh, so speaking of expanding shops, we should totally do something Animal Crossing related on the channel.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Especially since the new one, which is going to be multiplayer, is coming out.
I mean, most of the Animal Crossing games can be multiplayer.
Well, it sounds like, because, in the second, Wide World, it was multiplayer, but once someone came in your town, it, locked down.
That's fair, I guess.
So it
New
sounds
Leaf
like this might be people who are living in the same town can play at the same time.
We'll see. I know right now, the information I have right now is that there's one island per Switch. So, okay.
But what I've read, it's 4 people can play locally.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll have to see just what extent they mean, because I've always wanted, to play multiplayer on Animal Crossing in the same town with the same residents at the same time.
Yeah. Alright, so we're back in our dungeon. Yeah, they put our broom in our secondary slot, so we can still use our broom. These to do charge and do, a power move. You can have different weapons in this game. So right now we have a sword and a shield. So we attack with A, and the special B button for sword and shield, not the Pokemon game, but for this, is that shield. It'll help block attacks with this. All right. In the bottom left is our little mini map. We can see where we're going. It's kind of a dungeon crawler right now.
Right.
Yep.
So we're gonna take care of these guys right now. Kill him off. Okay, he dropped a stick. That's something that I can get and sell. That's good.
Lemon smash.
Let's see. We go up here. Okay. Some enemies, need a little bit more, strategy with them. Let me... dang it. A trick with that guy is that when he's building up his sword and he comes down, if you roll over to the other side of him, especially if they have a shield. If they have a shield, you can't attack them really head on. But if you are able to, roll past them, you can avoid attacks and stab them in the back. Ooh, give me those. And these guys, it's good to try to attack them at an angle, because,
They shoot.
Yes, they shoot. Yes, give me that. these little red guys can be used. There are crafting items you can have. Everything you could find, you can sell, or you could craft with them.
Right.
And so the red splotches help you with food. And this is an interesting area. It looks like someone was camping here. Mm-hmm. And we have a skeleton that has a note up here. To a person of hopefully far better luck than I, my time is short. I took injury from the strange creature across the room. My pendant all but shattered from the scuffle. Check him out, though. I'd say he fared better than I say I fared better than he. He caught me by spying on him near the Guardian's room. He dropped a couple of items when he fled, one of which is this map, diagram, whatever it is. I was right? They called me crazy, said old crazy Pete done gone lost his marbles, but I was right! Each guardian of a dungeon must possess a key of sorts, all of them linked to that giant locked door outside the dungeons, the 5th door of Rhinaka. Sadly, I won't be around to see the door open. To whoever found me, I apologize for the smell, but the diagram should be around here somewhere. Please, open the 5th door of Rhinaka. These dungeons are not what they seem.
It's not what it seems. It's...
Big boss gonna kill me. I was supposed to let them all out. Now I have to chase this weird creature that stole my stuffs. Big boss gonna be so upset with little me. Interesting. We good stuff. So, oh yeah, okay, so that's the pendant. When you have what you need, you can use it to warp back. So right now, it's like saying, hey, you've got a lot of stuff. You want to warp, and if you hold the Y button, if you ever, like, press Y and you're like, oh gosh, I didn't mean to go back. Luckily, you have to hold it. Yeah. So that it's official. Which is kind of unfortunate when you're in a room and you're about to die, and you're like, I need to go back! And you have to run for a bit, but...
You just got gloopied.
Alright, so we got all that stuff there. It shows the enemies we defeated. Eventually it'll show the chests we found. But we teleport right on back to Rhinaka, and it's day when we teleport back. So it's...
When do you sleep?
You don't!
Video games, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, the only time you sleep is if you don't want to go... If you're, like, doing 2 dungeon runs, if you don't want to go at night, you can, like, sleep, and then... When you sleep, the time of day changes. The young proprietor of Moonlighter has returned. You look intact. Finally learned to use that pendant properly.
Oh, screw you.
It's about time, boy. What are you holding? Is that a chart of the dungeons? Where did you get this?
Craigslist.
You found old Pete? Dead. See, this is what happens when you chase what's behind that door. Leave it, Will. Just get the artifacts you need from the Golem dungeon and look after Moonlighter. Now, I noticed some posts on the town board that may interest you. Some shops want to move in. Attempt to revitalize this town. Apparently, they need some startup capital first. Would be nice to see some new life in Rhinaka. Nice indeed. So, that is a mechanic where you can actually go to the town board right there and help fund people to come into town. And these are all really good things. Like, we have a blacksmith who can come in, and they can do and this shop, the Wooden Hat, can do potions and enchantments. You can enchant your items to make them stronger, and potions are a lifesaver.
Potion seller.
But obviously, the Vulcan's Forge, which is the blacksmith, gets
is the one you want to get first.
It's the weapons and armor. Yeah, that's the word. I would recommend both, but we don't have enough money for that right now. We actually have to go and sell some things.
Yep.
So this early on in the game, don't expect to get too far in the dungeons because you don't really have the right gear for it, unless you're real good. So now we're gonna see what a normal day of shopping is like. I'm gonna lower this down to 100 because that's what's sold before. We haven't sold this yet, have we? Okay, so fine. I remember these sell for very low. Let's throw you in. Gosh, I really don't think you guys sell for much. I think 10. We'll go with 10 for now. Actually, a strategy I have is that you only sell one at a time when you're figuring out the price, so that you don't sell all of them in a bunch. Once you figure out the price, then I suggest throwing all of them out. If you sell them one at a time, you'll be able to figure out what the price is and not lose inventory as drastically.
And bar.
We'll say... For some reason, my memory wants to tell me 75 is a good price for this. I could be wrong. It's been a minute. Glass lenses is right under crystallized energy, so I think I'm gonna sell this for 100.
Yes, 1,000.
Okay. That should be good. And this kind of is a way to keep track of your progress. Just to, like, your story progress. This is your storage space. You can get this expanded, but if there's ever items you want to store, like, for example, I could probably take a few of these, but I'm gonna, 3 should do the trick, because I want to sell them, but I want to keep these, because I can use them to make potions. Everything you have can be used to craft stuff.
Well,
So,
is there a reason you want to keep carrying it rather than just store it?
well, I'm keeping this carried because I can restock throughout the day. One thing, so if I wanted to keep carrying something, I would put it up in this top spot here. Like if I wanted backups of potions, I would keep it up in this top spot so that if I die, I don't lose it.
Right.
That's fair.
So, but it's just because inventory space is so limited, it's always, in my opinion, it's wise to always put stuff away that you're saving in your storage because you need that space when you're going into the dungeons. All right, we're gonna start selling this today. Let's see if I can talk and do this at the same time, because I'm not used to talking out loud while playing this game. He's looking at the glass lenses. That's a good price. Perfect. And that's being registered in our little inventory so that we can refer to it later. He's looking at those weird teether stone things. That's too expensive for them. So I'm gonna go over here and adjust the price. Yeah, these things do not sell for a lot. We'll say 5 gold. I think it goes for 2. Oh, okay. This was also too high. The main reason he looked so upset was because we had 2 items that were overpriced, and so he's like, well, this is clearly a ripoff, and didn't want to buy any of our stuff. So we'll go with 50 for that.
Can you throw another thing on the table?
Yeah, I can. Perfect. Okay, so now that that's gone, we'll sell a root. So 10 was too much. I think 7 gold. We'll go with 7 for this guy. Again, these early things do not sell for a lot, but later on you can sell things that can sell for thousands of gold. So, let me get a vine. I don't think vines also sell for much.
I think they're like at the bottom.
Yeah, so I honestly think 2 gold. Like, I really don't think they're gonna sell for much. I might be able to go 5 gold, but we'll see. So far there's no burglars. Okay, how's 50 gold for the rod? Still too high. Still too high for this guy. You can have burglars come into your shop and try to steal your merchandise.
Can you stab them in the butt?
You can roll into them and beat them up. Yes.
Nice.
And that's how you get rid of them, and you get your product back. Okay, so 7 for the root. That means it was just a tad overpriced, but not too much that they are upset. So I need to make it a little bit lower. 5 gold I'll do for that one. How's 2 for the little root thing there? Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Let's see, it was the root that we're looking at. Yeah, so we're gonna adjust that down to 5. We'll put something else
I mean, now that
up
we
there.
know the vine goes for 2, you could effectively throw all 9 of them in for 18, right?
I could, but I still want to try to figure out the price
I'm
of
just
everything.
confirming that's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah, like if these guys. Oh, we haven't sold those yet. But if we had sold all of those, I would just yeet that product over to that so that I can sell them in bundles. I'm still keeping everything separate because I want to know prices personally. I personally want to know prices so that I know what items I can get rid of in the dungeons that I don't think would make me any profit. Foundry rests. So in each dungeon, there's little lines that kind of help indicate price range. So everything below here is either under or at 250 gold. So foundry rests can actually be sold for quite a bit.
Let's say 230.
I'm gonna say 225. We'll see if that's too much. Thank you.
If it takes a while for you to come back and bring them up, can they leave?
Yes,
That's
actually
the burglar, right?
no, that guy is just looking for weapons. The icons above them tell them what they could be interested in.
Okay.
Weapon guys, they'll just buy weapons. That's a good price for the Teether stones, or whatever they're called. Perfect. Okay, roots are still a little too high, so I'm gonna probably lower it down to three gold.
Yeah.
That's probably reasonable. Okay, foundry rest. How is that? Is that good? Ooh, that's way too high. Okay, I'll go down to 200. Anyway, this is part of the game where you're trying to figure out how much these things can cost. Come over here. You are up there, but I'm gonna say 175 for you. Let's see if that's a good price. Oh, I should probably throw something else out there. I know you're a crafting material, so I'm actually gonna just hang on to you. We'll take this. This doesn't sell for much either. I think
But didn't those glass lenses sell for like 70 something?
the glass lenses sold for 100. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking long term. You know what? This one, it might be 100. It might be 100 too. It might be 75. Again, there's a price range for all of these items. Okay.
Yeah, you finally got the route figured out.
Finally. Okay, that is too
Mushrooms
high.
too expensive.
Yeah. That's a good price. Perfect. Okay, you're gonna go down to 150 then. And soon our shop's gonna close, which is a little unfortunate, but it happens.
It is what it is.
Still haven't figured you out. Okay, so yeah, fabric is pretty high. I'll figure that one out later. Did we figure you out? We
Yes.
did.
Figured the route out, figured the...
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, this is under merchant stuff. So, I think it's worth three, I think. And then, I guess we gotta figure out your price. But you're right above that. So maybe we'll go 260 for you. We'll see if that's good. We're closing soon, so it's not like it'll matter. You can see the time pass at the bottom. When you see a moon icon, that's when you know you're getting closer to closing. And the game itself gets darker.
Oh.
That's still too high. Okay, so the ancient pot, will go to 125. How's the fabric? Perfect. Okay, so we got one more customer in the shop and then we're closing.
It's like in
Still
real life.
too high. Okay.
It's like in real life, you can't, go home until after people get out of the damn shop.
It's true. All right, so the fabric was
200, no.
260.
Yeah, 260. I'm gonna keep on to that though, because I know.
It's crafting.
But I think we figured out everything else except for the jelly. Oh, we still have to. Okay, roots. 3 was too high. I guess I didn't register. There's some bugs. It's just roots. All right, so once they're gone, you get a summary of what you sold that day and how many people you had in there, how many burglars, how long you kept your shop open, which is another thing. You can close the shop early if you want. Goodbye thing. You can close the shop early if you want. You can see what happens with popularity. So roots went down. So they are gonna be much cheaper now, actually. And then you get a total at the end. Once you do that, I still have some inventory, so I'm just gonna throw all this in there so that I can sell it for another day. Okay. Once we've done that, we can go to the dungeon again.
The Gloom Dungeon.
Yes, the Golem Dungeon. And this time we're actually, doing it. But yeah, so like if we were doing WttFA, like that's it.
All right.
But I'll just do a little bit more gameplay as I persist because so we can actually see what a normal dungeon is like. Because the first two are pre-done, like that's just like they're the dungeons.
They will always be that way.
Yeah, this is actually where the randomization begins. Woo! Ah! So these guys, if an item drops, they can pick it up and take it away from you. When you defeat, all of the enemies in the room, sometimes the doors don't close, but if they do, you have to defeat all the enemies in the room. Once you do that, you can leave. So we have interesting items here now. You'll notice that there's 2 lines, horizontal, I think, and then vertical lines. So as you can see, with that symbol, the artifact has to be placed at the top or the bottom of the bag. And with this one, it has to be at the left or the right side of the bag. So this is where inventory management becomes really interesting with this game. As you can see, I threw it over here. This goes to the far right, and this one goes to the top or the bottom. If you don't have open spaces there, you can't have your items in there. And there's a lot more things that come into play here. Here we have a fountain, and then there's always a little bit of lore that you can find. Like this one says, why do our tools keep disappearing? Chambers full of precious stone are left untouched, but rooms and chests holding our most basic tools keep vanishing. So, we don't know where this note came from, but it's there. When you rest in these springs, you restore health. I'm not too low, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, is he red? Is he red? Oh, I hope he's red. If this is what I think it is, some enemies will have a slight hint of red to them. When they do, they'll drop down an item which is an empowering crystal. That's what you need to enchant things. So it's good to collect those and just store them. You might see skeletons in dungeons. If you destroy them, they can drop goodies. Like that one dropped a potion for us. But sometimes they can drop weapons.
So basically
things.
what you're saying is desecrating the dead is good. Got it.
Yeah, so oh geez, the mini boss. So these are new to when I first played, but I knew they added them.
You know, I remember as a kid playing Zelda for the first time and being like, wait, how come the 3rd dungeon has 2 bosses? You know, it's like the concept of a mini boss was like, what?
So you'll notice that the door up there is different. That'll actually take us to the next floor. I don't want to go there yet, so I'm just gonna keep exploring this floor.
Keep walking.
Good plan.
Typically, here's my tip from my experience. When you see this fountain, it means you're going in the right direction to the door.
Okay.
So,
The door!
if you are like, oh, I don't want to go that way because the door's that way, then you can look for that and then just go other ways.
And just yeet yourself right on out away from there.
Just yeet yourself away. Yeet!
This dungeon's empty. Yeet!
Okay, I think I saw a sparkle in that top left corner. When you see a sparkle, no matter where you fall, you can fall to a lower level.
Nice.
And the lower levels can all have different things. Sometimes it's just leftover items. Sometimes it's a really special item, but it comes at a risk if you don't know how to not trigger the trap. This one is a monster rush.
Oh,
where
lovely.
if I activate this, monsters will come and attack us, but a chest will appear. The more you activate the monsters, the higher chest you get. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this very well, but we'll see.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You escape.
I mean, I can't escape, but I would rather get rid of these guys. Okay. Get rid of the rangers. Hello. And I have potions, luckily. These guys, if you get caught in them, you have to wiggle the control stick to get out. They're the worst. Alright, we defeated all the enemies. We can get the chest if we want to. Or if you want a higher level chest, you do it again. Okay. I gotta kill off the small fry. Ah, crap. Okay. Okay, doing okay. Alright, got rid of you. Okay, so, this Rolly guy is a little bit hard to deal with. Basically, you have to get him to run into a wall. So, it might be harder to beat him. Come here. Nope, not yet. Come on. Okay, roll into this wall. And then he gets stunned. And that's when you can come in and attack him.
And so are they completely invulnerable?
They are invulnerable until you can stun him like that.
Okay.
I should have guarded there. Okay. How much
Okay,
is...
that right there, that reminds me of something out of the God Eater anime.
Oh. I'm gonna keep going. I'm greedy. I'm gonna regret
if you take
this.
the chest, will the thing vanish?
Yeah, you won't be able to do Monster Rush. There was a glitch with it before, where it didn't really you could get the chest and then do more Monster Rush, but obviously that was a great way to get treasure. So they're like, we should probably fix this.
I always love it when I hear people complaining on forums. It's like they patched out how I used to break the game. I'm like, well, duh, they patched that out.
Okay, so there's one more chest that's higher than this. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm quiet. I'm focusing.
It's fine. I I barely said anything during our Darksiders 3 playthrough.
Yeah.
And I can't say I was particularly talkative during Mass Effect. I mean,
Well, there was a lot
outside
of dialogue.
Pausing to talk because I can't multitask very well. Oh dear.
Oh dear, that was quite problematic. Potion. Excellent. Alright, and now the thing breaks because we did the last thing. Hold to open and get your rewards. Okay.
Now to decide what to next.
So, this is interesting. You'll notice that these all have arrows. So with this, artifacts in that direction shown becomes this artifact when you return to town. So that's a good way of duplicating really rare stuff. If you have garbage like freaking roots that are worthless and you have 10 of them or 5 of them, having this point to a root, you can get either probably 5, it's most likely 5 or 10 of that item, and that's super helpful when it comes to it. This icon basically means if you take too much, the item is destroyed. So you have to try not to get hit much or leave soon after. This will destroy a curse that is shown above it. So if we wanted to get rid of the curse on any of these items or the ones that we have, we just place this underneath that item, and then the curse is gone and it becomes a regular item, just like all of these guys. This one will take the artifact in that direction back to the shop. It'll just automatically teleport there, making it safe, which is great for fragile items. So we have one here. Okay, this is where strategy comes in. Let's see. I haven't sold a whetstone yet, but they're pretty garbage. Okay, come here. We're gonna put you here. You sold for decent. You're gonna come here. Okay. I might move you guys around. Broken swords. They're kind of worth a lot, and I have a few of them. A golem turret egg. Oh my gosh. Wait. Egg from a... Is this one of the eggs? So eventually there was an update where you can have a companion, and I'm trying to remember if this is it. Either way, I want to know, so I think I'm just gonna send that home. You're gonna move here. I haven't sold a water sphere. I've sold you guys. We'll put, let's see, it's a minor design. Oh, but these things sell for a lot. Okay. You'll go here. And then, okay. R is quick move. I just don't want to break this. I might end up breaking this. Golem chisel. I'll put you here. I'll put you here. Again, I know there's a quick move, but I haven't played this in a while. I know it says R, but I don't trust it. Okay. I'll test it here. Okay. Perfect. What curse do I want to break?
Curses.
It doesn't really suit me right now. You. I don't want you there, so we'll just do some roots. I know it's not ideal, but we'll just do some roots. Oh, I don't have a... So eventually you can get a power-up where if you want to sell some of the garbage you have, you can just sell it right there in the dungeon. It sells for way less, but you can just get rid of it for, like, the good items.
Right.
Which is very helpful. How do I... I'm sorry I'm not... This isn't the most, like, action-packed game, but it's so relaxing, and it's very enjoyable for me. So I don't think I'm gonna get rid of a curse.
Again, this to me kind of seems like if Rune Factory had light relationships with Darkest Dungeon, and then Rune Factory filed a restraining order against Darkest Dungeon, this is what you'd get.
Yes, sir, Darkest Dungeon. Okay. We're gonna... I need to get rid of something. Something is gonna have to be left behind. Wait. Go here. Okay. Problem solved. Never mind. So, I'm gonna move... I've already got a lot of iron bars. Whoops. I already have a lot of iron bars, so I'm just gonna put this here. Is there any... I haven't sold any broken swords yet, so I think I'm gonna keep that. I haven't sold a water lamp yet either. I mean, those were decent.
Whetstone? Are those?
These things, I haven't sold them yet. I mean, they're garbage, but I haven't sold them yet. You know, there'll be times where I can do that. Okay. So, you can basically continue exploring the dungeon and go to the next floor if you want. Since we're kind of just doing a playthrough, by the way, as you go through more of the dungeon, the music does change, but for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna head back.
Okie dokie.
Also, it costs money to teleport back, so you need to make sure you have enough money. And then the curses go take effect as you leave, and you can see if you did real good or real bad. There's other items, like cursed items, where you don't know what that item is until you go back. So some of those it's nice to break because you don't want to be holding onto something that is not worth anything.
Right.
Okay, so the golem egg that I found, I was right. That can eventually hatch into a companion that you can take with you into the dungeon to help you fight.
Yay!
So this one will turn into one of those turrets that will shoot a stream of water constantly. Right. That's super helpful. I have enough. We'll just quickly get someone in town. We'll do the Vulcan's Forge. So once you pay the fee, this lovely guy always walks over to the place where the store's gonna be and builds it. So you can have the shop immediately.
Nice.
It's very, very nice. I hope they fixed a certain bug. I had a certain bug with the Switch when it came to menus, but we'll see. His name is Andre. He's the Forge Master Extraordinaire. Yeah, so we got armor, and it shows you at the bottom, like, what you need to craft it. If ever you want to, like, if you're looking through the armor, and you're like...
I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you're looking through the armor and you're like, man, I really want this for my chest plate, you can add it to your wish list.
Oh.
And now, when it's on your wish list, items that are needed for that crafting thing are actually marked with a star.
Nice.
So you will know which ones you don't want to get rid of. It's very helpful if you're like, say, I want to build a weapon of some kind. And you're like, oh gosh, I accidentally sold all that. It's super helpful. Weapon progression goes in a certain way. You need to have the base weapon. Like, we can't just make these because we don't have a basic big sword.
Okay.
So you make you can make a big sword, which is obviously a big sword. It's a little slow, but it does a lot of damage. And I think the power-up move is like you spin in a circle. Spears are longer range, which is nice for getting over gaps. Yep. Gloves are short range, but the boost ability is like you can charge forward. It's kind of like the broom, but it's quicker. And then bows, obviously they're bows. You can shoot at a distance. I personally recommend getting a bow, but that's just my playstyle.
Oh, I understand that completely.
Yeah. So, there's a game called Ys Lacrimosa of Donna. It's the most recent of the Ys game series. Well, what's interesting about it is you're trapped on an island during the gameplay, and, well, obviously there's no shops on an island, so anytime you get new weapons, it's literally the blacksmith you found, just upgrading your equipment. I know that's not necessarily what's happening here, but it reminded me of that. It's a mechanic I kind of like.
Alright, let's open the shop. And I think, again, this is a very short game. I think this is after this day, after you guys get to see the game in a little bit in action. We'll call it. Finally, a good price for the ancient pot.
That took...
Oh, shoot, the root is a little too,
underpriced?
Yeah,
now?
same with, the goo. That's...
Well, then again, you were selling, like, 9 of the roots for, like, 3 coins.
Yeah, I was selling it for, like, cheap. Okay, so that's super cheap. I guess 5 it is, then. Let's see. Have I sold you guys? Yeah, I've sold you. Oh, we're still figuring out Foundry Rests. I'm just gonna sell some of this bigger stuff right now. And then I'll grab something from the back. Oh yeah, you guys are still a little too... Still figuring out your price. Again, that's just a completionist in me. You don't have to figure out the price for everything. Like, I never sell my red goos. I always keep them for potions. So, like, you cannot do that. But I like it just because I like having it there. Just as a point of reference. Is that a good price? Thank you. Okay. You were too cheap, but you're also... Oh, right. This is merchant stuff. So the merchant tab is a bit different because everything sells for more. I could sell my broom if I want to. 15? 15. Oh, right. I gotta put more stuff out there. You're pretty high up, aren't you? 250. That might be too cheap. Could be too expensive. That's way too expensive. Okay. We'll fix that then right now. Okay. You're gonna be 150. That should be good. Oh, throw something else on there. A rune tool. Haven't sold you yet. Oh, but you guys are so expensive. 300, I think. It's been a minute. Oh, that's way too expensive. Okay, you're going down to 150, I guess. I'd actually 50. Okay. I don't mean to overprice everything. Frick, that was too cheap. 300 was too cheap. Balls. Okay. What were you gonna say? I don't know.
I'm just deeply amused by the concept of 300 gold being too cheap.
Yeah. Okay, was this? Yeah, you were the too cheap one. Okay. 400? We'll try 400. Is that goo too much? Yeah, that's... Okay. Goo's too much.
So 10?
5? Have I? 3 was... Yeah, let's try 10. You right. You right.
Let's sell the chew jelly.
Is that still too cheap? That is still too cheap at 400.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is what I mean by, like, stuff eventually gets, like, higher level, or, like, higher priced, so, like, freaking roots aren't worth it. They're so bad. Okay. I only have a few of you left. 500. Oh, stack. Okay. Oh, wait, I gotta throw more stuff out there.
Why don't you put all the roots out there for like 2 coins? That way you get rid of them.
Well, I get rid of them, but I wanted to know the price of everything else. I guess this is the last hurrah, so I'll just throw them out. All right, sun is
Hurrah.
setting right now, so shop. We only have a little bit more of the shop. Still too much.
Still too much.
Okay, 5. 5 it is. That's 4. 5.
1, 2, 5.
3, sir.
3.
Pick the number 3, my lord.
I wonder if that was a reference.
I don't know, but I love it anyway. So, thank you. That's... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, I'm selling things for 5 gold and that's still too cheap!
You mean 500?
No, so I'm selling that for like 5 gold and finally I figured it out, but this thing is just so expensive. Where is it? Where is it? Doing it. Oh my gosh, I think I flooded the market. I'm so upset. Okay. Have I sold you? Yeah, I need the money. Oh no, it's about to close! Please, please buy my stuff. Please, no! That's fine. It's fine. We made a lot of money, so it's not bad. And then, you know, put everything else in storage. But yeah, that, I'm just gonna keep that as the summary. That is Moonlighter.
All right.
I'm gonna hold
Alrighty.
and sleep. What do you guys think so far?
I actually
is
think
fun.
I think I'm gonna get it for myself. I like what I see.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those games where, like, when you first see it, you're like, this seems pretty simplistic. But it's, for some reason, there's something charming about it, and it's also really enjoyable. I love the mechanics of the game. There's not much... like plot-wise, but it's still just enjoyable to like pass the time and calm down a bit.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the Humblewood game I kickstarted, but maybe a bit more, because, like, again, for the record, I like the Humblewood game I kickstarted, but mostly because the game's not finished. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. This looks closer to what I was hoping to get from that game.
Yeah, I highly recommend this game, and I wish it got more attention, but it's an indie game, so, like, you don't really get much. But I really enjoy this game, so I hope other people can play it and enjoy it themselves. Also, the soundtrack of the game is amazing. So, if this is something you're interested in, pick it up. I hope the developers are okay with Let's Playing it. I really like your game, guys. But that's it for WttFA! Thanks for watching, guys. Guess we'll see you in the next video.
Next time.
Bye-bye.